Peace, peace, peace. Day 18. Today we're going to be discussing meditation. Now, there's a lot of forms of meditation, and I would like to use this video opportunity to illustrate the basics on the concept. Towards the end of this video, we can do maybe a 2 to 3 minute meditation, and I'll guide us there and back. So, the concept of meditation, as I now understand it, it is an activity that the mind engages itself in under natural conditions. It doesn't necessarily mean you must sit in a position with your legs crossed. You gotta be outside, you gotta be on a mountain or next to a river or on the edge of a pond or something. There's no real requirements on location in this dynamic to assess that energy of calm, that energy of focus, that energy of clarity, balance, and groundedness. You can feel that anywhere, standing, sitting, laying down. So I'm going to illustrate the movements of the mind so that we can understand what meditation offers us as spiritual beings operating within a physical human body. So let's observe how we move in the world first, so then we can see where meditation helps us. I use my eyes and my hands to go around and do the things I need to do. If I get a phone, I hear my call and I take my phone, and then, so we're always engaged with our senses. We're always engaged with our hearing and our eyes. We're watching videos, we're speaking to a camera, we are utilizing our senses all the time. And when we are in engagement of our senses, we are basically sending and receiving information. Imagine every time you talk to somebody, you connect USB to their ear and you transfer information to them because you're saying it. Transfer, right? So let's paint a picture of someone who goes through their day. Rise in the beginning. Let's just look at society's regular system, the society system of institutionalized slavery, mental, emotional, and financial. Basically means you waking up and you selling your time. So you got to go to your place and get to work. So boom, that's what it looks like, right? This person wakes up in the rising, goes to their place of employment, and does their shift, lunchtime, does a shift, and now it's the evening, right? So this person's entire day has been basically committed to utilizing the senses to assist other people, to help, to whatever their job is, whatever their service is. And by 5 p.m., they have touched so much data. They talk to all their employers, all their clients, all their team members. They talk to their spouse, their children. They made breakfast for their children. All of this stuff that they've done has been dance with all the information. Oh, I have to do this. Oh, it's done by 7. Then, we have a meeting tomorrow at 4. Oh, well, I thought we were getting off early tomorrow. All of these things have become imprints, or they have been like, imagine Play-Doh, and every single time you experience something, you touch the Play-Doh. So your mind has been touched from your experiences, proverbially illustrating. So what does meditation offer us? Because in this person's day-to-day, that might be a regular day for them. They might come back from their job and feel like $1,000. It might feel like $1 billion. They might feel like 100 billion. They might just feel like, I don't even know I use numbers for that, but they just might feel amazing. And that would be their story. For me personally, I didn't have that. After I used to work in the cybersecurity space, I wasn't really having that feeling when I came back. So for me, I didn't have that 1,000% feeling when I got back from all of that. So what did I start to do? Well, I started to recognize that meditation is the process of having one focus. Because I'm starting to recognize that where your mind is at is where you really are. Where your mind is at is where you really are. And after going through that whole day and getting off at around 5 p.m., if you feel like you're still at the desk, if you feel like you're stressed out, you feel like you burdened, that's where you at, even though you're in the comfort of your bed. That's where you at, even though you're in the comfort of your sofa. So from this story, to understand where meditation fits in and brings value to an individual's life is to notice that all the things that we did throughout the day were individual tasks, basically. And the process of meditation is being present in that second for each of those tasks. So if I wake up in the rising and I'm thinking about what I have to do when I get to work, that means I'm not in the rising. That means I'm not in the bathroom. That means I'm not really in the bed. I'm really at work, because that's where my mind is at. So meditation allows the individual to learn where to place the mind, and to be at work when you're at work, to be at vacation when you're at vacation, and to be play when you're at play, because it allows for the individual to recognize the present moment. So the reason why I illustrated the first picture in the story is because if you have a lot of things to do throughout the day and you've already sent your mind ahead of yourself, meaning like, okay, at 3 I know I have to do this, at 7 I know I have to do this, then you're kind of split your energy a little bit. Now, if you're present in the moment up until that time, then I would say that's a great way to practice presence. So how is meditation done? There's a lot of ways, like I was saying. I can share with you some ways that I've learned that did not work for me. And then I'll share with you what I've discovered for myself that works, and I don't want to do nothing else in context of anything I've already tried in a form, because they're all the same, but they're just done in different forms, basically. So earlier in the beginning of the journey, I used to read about breath counts and number counts, like, oh, hold for 5, inhale for 4, hold for 5, exhale for 4, and number counts, just different ways of doing this. And I would say that assists a short amount in finding and feeling centeredness. But there's an aspect of that practice that derails the focus on the single thing that I told you guys about. Because if you're thinking numbers, then you're not really feeling and noticing and watching the movement of spirit, which is breath. Because that is what is always in the moment. That essence, breathing, is always in the moment, because you can't hold air. Well, you can try to hold your breath, but you're going to let it go at one point in time. So this allows for the individual to recognize that the counts, it can be helpful for some people if that's how they work. But for me personally, counts don't help me, because I'm constantly thinking about which number I'm supposed to do the next time movement happens. I'm constantly thinking about when this air comes in now, how many seconds before, and that can help somebody. It didn't help me. So that's the first route I've seen. I would say that's basically a whole picture. The whole numbers thing is a whole thing, because I've done different numbers, cycles. But the true essence of meditation is the process of single focus. And I'll talk more about how to do this outside of the still position and breathing and all that stuff too. You can do this in the kitchen. You can go play basketball. There's a lot of different ways to be in the moment. So what did work for me in context to the stillness, sitting down, breathing meditation? I'm not sure what to call it, so I like to say it's a game. And I like to say the game is called Watch Your Breath. And the reason why I make that what it is because that's what I had to tell myself. So it made sense to me. I don't know how to explain that better. I like to play games called Watch Your Breath. And this process of meditation is very similar to the others. It's very similar to the counts. It's just that you are utilizing your natural breathing range as the count. So what does that mean? Well, in meditation, you want to inhale and exhale. That's what we do throughout the day already. So if I'm going to inhale, in, the word I-N is what I'm thinking about. That is it. But in the form of which I'm thinking it, I'm listening to my diaphragm and I'm listening to my nose. So it looks like this. That whole time I'm inhaling, I'm thinking of the word in, like in, until I just feel like I have enough air. I feel like my diaphragm is full, my chest is full, and I can feel the energy is basically moving to the third realm, the third range, which is the head, basically. So I focus on the word in. Once I feel full, then I focus on the word out. In, out. So basically that dance is my meditation. I don't think about the numbers. I think about if I'm utilizing the fullness of my diaphragm and I'm utilizing the fullness of my chest. And it's not to put it at 99%, about to peak, break off, or breakthrough. It has nothing to do with none of that. It's extremely ease and gentle. So however my body feels naturally, that's how much I'm breathing that day. If I want to open it up a little bit and have a little bit more, then I focus a little bit more on the first few breaths to make sure I'm really challenging myself. And then I give up on the challenge and I just allow myself to freely flow naturally. The reason why I appreciate this is because it reduces the focus to one. In and out. They cannot go separate hand in hand. They go together hand in one hand. So to kind of wrap that up, it basically sounds like in, out, in, out. And this process here, it allows the individual to literally slip into the quantum space. It allows for an individual to, let me clarify that, because that's exactly where we're going next. When I speak on that and I say it allows an individual to slip into the quantum space, when we think about quantum, we understand it from a lot of different realms, and I don't know the best way to illustrate it at the moment. I'm feeling for it at the moment. Quantum observation in the form of meditation feels something like seeing what you've been thinking about. And I can be seated here, and I could have had a great day yesterday at my employment, right? And I could be seated here right now, and I'll be in meditation. And I'm just remembering how awesome it was to share this project with whoever I'm working with, right? And I can be meditating right now, but that will come to my mind because that is inside of me. And what happens is whatever is inside of you starts to come to the front of your mind in the process of meditation. So I can be here, stillness and breathing. And like I said, that moment where I had a great experience with my coworkers, that will come to the front of my mind. And I will entertain that thought for maybe about 3 to 4 seconds. And it would just be gone, and not be gone in a form, but it would be released. And even though it's still with me, it's just not on my focus. So in the same context, if I were to have had a not so positive day, whatever experiences I did have, even though they feel like burdens on my shoulders right now, in the process of meditation, these thoughts come to the front and I'm able to detach my emotional response to those emotions or to those events. So if something happened at my employment and I actually got into a tussle and I almost got fired, and I beat somebody up, almost got fired, I could be feeling for that moment, seeing that moment all over again. And I'll always see what I did too. Oh, I saw how I was thinking too. Oh, I saw how it made me feel. Oh, I saw when I got triggered. I got triggered because of the way he said it and the way he said it. And then he threw my paper. So then all the moments are literally before you, even though your eyes are closed, you're not moving around. And this is the space in which things are perceived. For me, this is the most powerful aspect in the beginning stages of it, because it's not all about like the mountains and the Himalayas and the jungles and all these other things. Those are great things. I love to be there. Who doesn't want to be there? But it's not that you need to be anywhere, because once you understand the power of the mind I'm sharing with you right now, you already recognize that your mind can be anywhere. It's about where you are in mind. That's where you really are. And meditation, not only does it allow you through the day-to-day experiences, but let's say at the end of the day, it allows you to also understand where your mind is, where you allow for your home to be mentally. So, for example, before this video is out, we could see a celebrity who has all the things physically, all the physical things, but then they have a lot of episodes, like emotional episodes, mental episodes, and people think they're not, all the way together because of the way they express themselves. That is where the person is mentally. If someone is in the presence of all things you can consider good, but inside they don't feel, they don't feel something that's innate, a natural born essence like joy. they don't feel that, then their mind is not at that place normally. That is not their home mentally. So to clean the house is to clean the emotional body, because this is where you live. You live in the mental realms of your mind. You live in the pictures that you create for yourself. So meditation for me has been the door for clarity. It has been the door for clarity and the door for detachment, and also response over reaction. Allows me to see how I think and also how I've been behaving, so I can choose to continue to behave like that, or I can find new ways to behave. And what I mean by that is just to create good expressions versus an emotional outburst, right? And those are the two levels of balance when it comes to your emotions and how you allow them to run you or how you manage them. Those are the two directions. If an emotional stable person is going to think before they act, and the one person who is not emotionally stable is going to react emotionally. And meditation assists deeply in those two areas. So, like I illustrated, and as I promised, we're going to do a short meditation here. If you are able to find yourself anywhere seated perfectly, however, crisscross, or however you like your applesauce, be wherever you find is comfortable. And if you're not there already, start proceeding there, because we're about to get there already. All right? So I'm going to throw on a little, you know what I'm saying? Throw on a little, I don't even know what that means. I'm going to throw on a little track here. All right? And as we are seated, I'm going to guide us here. We're not going to visualize anything. We're not going to picture anything. We're just going to play the game, watch your breath. Stinking breath. All right, y'all ready? Cool. All right. So as we are gently seated in any space and every time, let's go ahead and take a deep breath together. Starting with the word in, you can imagine, you can hear the word in on your own time, or you can follow with mine. I will not be actually breathing with you guys. I will be guiding the breath. So we'll go ahead and start this meditation. Allow yourself to become aware of this moment. Allow yourself to become aware of where you are seated, the space around you, the space underneath you. And continue to feel the sturdy stability of the ground as it keeps you upright in your chair, as you are laid, as you're seated. And as we take a deep breath together, starting with in, at your own pace, follow your breath back in, and see your breath as it moves back in and so you inhale, feel the abundance of air as it's always present, it's always ready. And exhale every density, every low vibration. As you follow your breath back in, breathe in the peace of this moment. And out everything that is of yesterday, all the worries of tomorrow. Breathe in another present moment with it in, and exhale. Now just feel in your body. Feel in your body. Allow your breathing to restore itself to its natural rhythm. And just feel in your body. Feel the movement of wind, spirit, as it flows in and out of you. Remember, this feeling is always yours. Remember, this stillness is always present within you. And I'm always remembering the stillness that is present within me. And you are too. So as we bring our attention and our awareness back to our physical body, you can wiggle your fingers, start to move the energy in your toes. Bring yourself to remember the space you are in. And with a deep inhale and exhale. At your own pace, start to wake your body up and feel free to open your eyes. To be honest with y'all, sometimes I can't say why I'm laughing. This shit just like, yo. But yes, appreciate you, family. I'm grateful that you were able to walk this walk with me. It was fun, wasn't it? I know this shit was dope, wasn't it? I'm like, yeah, bro, I love this shit, man. This shit, like, yeah. So with that being said, family, appreciate you guys. Day 18, meditation. Feel like this was a little basic, you know what I'm saying? We ain't go nowhere. We can go anywhere, really. Where y'all want to go? I appreciate you guys again. This is Light Power. Stay tuned for the rest of the videos. This is a challenge for me to put these 30 videos together. And I noticed that it was a really good way for me to refresh my relationship with myself, with my soul, my essence, with the truth. And I appreciate you guys for walking with me on this too. So with that being said, I'm going to talk to you guys in the next video. So that's going to be soon. All right. Be blessed all the time. Peace.